All right, here we are, round 5. That's the end of Swiss. We have a match between Bravo and Dromai, and Blue's gonna tell us more about the score of the players so far.
So far, Andrew on Dromai is 4-0. He's most definitely going to be first in Swiss, regardless of the outcome of this game, because Patsu is actually 3-1. So he's down paired against the Bravo, which is maybe one of his worst matchups, considering he's actually on Empress Dromai and not on the big scary dragons.
Yeah, I was going to say, who do you think is favored in this match?
I think maybe Bravo. We see here turn 1, he's going for the seismic surge setup into a big red disable. He's reading Crown of Reflection. Crown of Reflection is a very interesting tech, which I assume is there in order to be able to, at instant speed, swap a Burn the Mole with a Passing Mirage on the attack with the gloves, in order to surprise kill at the end of the game.
Okay, sounds fair. And we've seen a full block committed at turn 1, which is only normal. And
yeah,
now Dromai is striking back with Ravenous Rubble.
Immediate sink below from hand. Scoping his hand. I believe he put a red on the bottom. We see Flamescale Furnace pitching Phoenix Flame. It's kind of unfortunate to draw Phoenix Flame in this deck, but you can always search it later with Flamecore Awakening.
I played against Andrew, and that's exactly what he does, so it's not that bad, I guess.
Yeah. The Flamescale Furnace gave him the Ash in order to be able to play his Azulai now. Azulai is probably going to get destroyed by Bravo's defense because it has Phantasm, as all dragons do. And here we see a red Chokeslam blocking, I believe.
Yeah, there will be a lot of poppers in this match. It's going to be very difficult unless Mr. Miyagi hits the board to get like a dragon to deal damage, because all the cards in Patu's deck are like poppers.
Combining Mirror Guy with something else is going to be very crucial in the mid game. Here we see a Spinal Crush being pitched for another Spinal Crush. So this is a very devastating attack. It's going to make him block with like 2 cards at least, which is going to significantly hinder Dromai's ability to deal damage next turn. And here we see him doing exactly that. Empress Dromai sometimes struggles with having 3 blocks because of all the Ravener's Troubles, but...
Yeah, here's the second one.
It's like 95% chance to reveal a red, so it's always coming for 4. And a Sigil of Solace to just regain that life loss from the Spinal Crush. Bravo kept a 3-card hand pitching for another Seismic Surge.
And I can see a Command and Conquer in his hand.
Yeah, Command and Conquer is going to be pretty threatening right here. Because Dromai still has a Arsenal from last turn, unable to use it. Unfortunately, he won't be able to threaten a Pommel, since he has no resources left and only 1 card in hand. So Andrew just takes 6. So that Arsenal card not that important. I believe that was a Yandurai, so maybe, I mean not maybe, he definitely has better things to do if he decided to keep his hand.
We're about to see.
Oh,
Rake the Embers.
Yeah, Rake the Embers is very good in this matchup because it's just going to trade for like 3 poppers off of the Bravo, which is exactly what you need when you're playing Dromai. Oh, unfortunately, this one is only going to be used for Ash generation because he had like 0 Ash.
I was going to say it's not a great play at this point in time, but there you go. Now he's going to try and search for his Phoenix Flame that he pitched on turn 1.
Yeah, I mean, the Rake the Embers here enabled Flame Call Awakening's ability, searching for the Phoenix Flame, which is now probably going to be pitched for the Flame Scale Furnace in order to generate even more Ash. And after this turn, we are up 3 Ash, which is nice. I mean, this probably fixed our Ash problems for the rest of the game. Unfortunately, that allowed Bravo to keep a 4-card hand, so that may be very punishing.
And he's gonna come back swinging, yeah. There you go.
Quake from Arsenal. Yeah. To be honest, this is one of the more underwhelming comebacks, having to come up with a blue attack, but at least it's Thunderquake, so it's still a solid amount of damage.
Yeah, compared to Crippling Crush, it's not that great, is it?
Yeah. Okay, here we see block 3, taking 5.
Bit more damage. Okay, Billowing Mirage.
Yeah, we see Andrew has been pitching his dragons the past 2 or 3 turns. So maybe he is trying to stack up for that exact play we were talking about earlier, where you play Mirror Guy into like 2 or 3 dragons and try to take the board in that way.
Pretty much what Dromai is supposed to do, isn't it? They need to pitch stack until they get the aura. What was the name of the aura that removes Phantasm, apart from Mr. Miragi?
Yeah, Passing Mirage, but...
Passing Mirage, yeah.
Yeah, here we see a Terra Sunder for 7, so that's going to be very strong, but we see the Sand cover covering the additional 4 damage being just on time to just negate that Terra Sunder, essentially.
Yeah, very nice play.
Yeah.
One thing that really amazes me is the speed these guys are playing with. I mean, it's really nice to see a match where you don't look at Oldham and spend like hour and a half for just one game. They know their decks, they know what they're doing. They're just playing everything at great speed, which is really nice to see. And I'm really hoping for the new meta, once the Oldham's gone, for all the matches to be like that.
Yeah, well, they will probably be. I mean, it obviously depends on the new Prism and like how defensive that deck's going to be. But here we finally see the Rake the Embers for 3 Ashwings into a Burn Them All, which is at this point probably going to stay for quite a bit of turns, since Andrew has been blocking a lot, especially like turn 1 blocking with 3 red cards. And at this stage of the game, Bravo does not want to commit a card for Arcane Barrier, so he's just going to be eating 1 at least every turn.
Absolutely makes no sense. There's the Crippling Crush.
Yep, a dominated Crippling Crush. So, explains why he did not pop any of the Ashwings and just took 5 last turn. And now
it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
Does he have another ward in hand?
I mean, he has to have the ward, as well as he has to also commit his Flamescale Furnace. But it's just going to be a block with 3 from CNC and discard 2. One of the downsides for running the Helm of Reflection, the Crown of Reflection in this matchup is that you're actually losing 2 block that you could have potentially had, which is very devastating exactly in these big Crippling Crush turns. So Andrew is going to just attack with an Ashwing and Arsenal, I believe.
I think so, unless he has something for 0 with Go Again, so he can go with the Ashwings on top, but...
Oh, here we see a Pulverize pitched to prevent the Arcane Barrier, and then a Thunderquake to pop the Ashwing. So that signals a very bad red heavy hand from Bravo.
Yeah, indeed. So now Andrew has a chance to strike back. It's really sad how you cannot see the life totals, but I think it's 29 to what, to 29?
Yeah, should be. Here we see just a Command and Conquer with a Seismic Surge setup for next turn. Catching him on a Arsenal yet again, which is very nice.
Second time in a row, yeah.
Yeah, I believe that Arsenal is a sound cover, which is very bad for Andrew. I mean, because he wants to keep these sand covers for the big dominates and not just drop them on a CNC. Okay.
Oh, there's a passing Mirage.
Yeah, one passing Mirage gone and the second sand cover gone. So he chose to keep his arsenal. Unfortunately, he is back to 0 ash. Here we see a Blaze Headlong, which is going to be blocked by 2 armor pieces from Bravo. We see immediate Snapdragon Snappies. Yeah, Snappies. Here we see a guy.
Here it is. That's why he wanted to protect his arsenal.
Yeah. He's just going to reorder it so that he goes Flame Scale Furnace, pitching the red card in order to have Ash and 1 resource to play his Mirror Guy. Unfortunately, this Mirror Guy is not supported by other big dragons. It only has the Ash Wings. And I believe Bravo is just going to take the entirety of the damage here because he kind of showed that he needs his hand by blocking with his equipment.
What is this I see in the Bravo's hand? I cannot make the cards up.
I believe it's a second Crippling Crush. That's most definitely coming dominated since he kept the entirety of his hand.
And he had a Seismic Surge.
Yeah. He's probably making another one because it just lines up perfectly.
Yeah.
Seismic Surge, Bravo, and now
it's a Crippling Crush. Yeah. There you go.
Another Crippling Crush. It's not exactly back-to-back, but it's still incredibly back-breaking.
But so far, he played Spinal Crush, he played 2 Crippling Crushes, he played 2 Command and Conquers in the precisely right moment. So I'd say Paco's doing quite well at this point.
Yeah, he definitely is. Discarding another 2 cards here, we see another Mirror Guy being blocked with, so there's like only 1 remaining in the deck. And I'm not sure if this version of Dromai is going to be playing Remembrance for some late game stacking. Here we see just a Snatch. I mean, it makes sense. He's probably going to block it. He blocks it. He does not want to give him Arsenal, probably because he's out of CNCs. So,
but with the Snappies gone, it's just a card. I mean,
it's not that bad. It's still an additional Arsenal.
And I see, what's that? Is that Showtime?
I guess we will see.
Yeah.
Oh, another Dominate. Oh, here's the third one. Okay.
What a play.
Yeah. This obviously explains immediately the decision to block the Snatch because it denies him the ability to have a defense reaction possibly in the Arsenal, which is exactly what he's doing right now. So if that Sink Blow was in Arsenal, maybe he was going to be able to prevent. He's going to use Sand Cover as well. So he plays Sink Below, and because that's a red card, he's then going to pitch in order to use the Furnace to create 1 Ash, and then use that 1 Ash to block with the Sand Cover. He did block 8 damage, but he's down to 1 card in hand yet again, so...
But there's the Ravenous Rebel, so again, there's a play.
Yeah, Ravenous Rebel, immediate Sink Below. And then attack with Mirror Guy. The life totals are very dire at this point. I believe it's like 22 to 8 or something like this.
It should be 8, yeah.
Yeah. The good thing for Dromai is that the 3 Crippling Crushes are gone and she's not dead. So coming back is definitely a possibility.
It is, but the thing is, he still has like 2 Spinal Crushes, which will deny go again if it crashes. So it's a very 50-50 situation when you're at 8 life against a character that can actually dominate attacks and just bleed you out.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a tough one, if it even happens. But I guess in a way, a saving grace is that one of the spinal crushes was pitched early, so it's like very unlikely that we'll see it. But another thing is that we have not seen pummels up until now. So the moment the pummels start coming in, it may hurt.
Yeah,
Here we
but it
see,
depends. It depends if he's playing rainbow pommel or just blue ones.
I mean, he's most definitely playing red. I mean, red immediately triggers your crush effect, so.
Well, so
Uh,
far we haven't seen a single pommel, so you are right.
yeah. We see Paku going through Dromai's graveyard, probably checking for the amount of dragons and defense reactions that have passed. And I believe we have seen 2 or 3 sand covers and like 1 sing below. So assuming there's only sing belows and sand covers in the deck, there's only a few left. Here's a
Oh,
blue
there's the
pummel.
pommel. There you go.
Yeah. He's thinking.
There's another D-react.
Yeah. Here we see a sing below. That sing below is going to prevent 4, but he will have to discard. He chooses what to discard actually. I
Yeah.
mean, he got that crippling crush trauma.
Well, it was like back-to-back 2 turns in a row, so
Yeah.
yeah.
I believe he discarded a Sandy Pie, the 1 for 5 go again Phantasm card. Here we see attack with Mirror Guy, pitching a Remembrance to the arcane damage and then taking 2. Andrew is just going to Arsenal, trying to get any amount of card advantage with that Arsenal.
Okay, Seismic Surge.
Okay, and finally a downturn of sorts, clearing the second Mirror Guy, and now Andrew is going to get you swing back with 5 cards. Hopefully.
And 14 life is not that much actually, so probably Bravo will have to block here.
Yeah. We're down to 14 to 7. We see a Billowing Mirage, which does not have Phantasm, which is great. This is exactly what he needs. As many non-Phantasm attacks as he can muster at this moment. Bravo, I believe I saw a sing below.
And
yeah. So he's thinking. He's just going to take the 3. Then we see Blazehead Wonk. Bravo gets immediately the value of the sing below that he decided to keep and not use prematurely. We see a Dromai drop and gets immediately popped, but he still has the action point.
The action point stays, yeah.
Yeah. He's going to take. He has to take 1 from the arcane barrier. And we see him finishing up with a snatch. And it just clears the rest. Yeah. I mean, one of them was a Zealous Belting, so that explained the decision. Yeah. It was very good to choose to play the snatch there instead of just attacking with dragons or trying to arsenal it. The tempo is back at Andrew. And the life total is 10 to 10 or 10 to 16, something like this. I believe maybe 16.
I think it's 10-0, but we'll see.
Yeah, but I mean, in either case, like the life difference has shortened tremendously from like 22 to 8 down to like 16 to 10.
See, it takes just 1 weak turn from Bravo, the one that it attacked with an autos, and then Andrew's back at it. That's why the Empress Dromai is so strong. I mean, it goes really wide, and if you have attacks that without Phantasm and Bravo cannot pop them, that is very difficult for him.
Yeah. And she does have attacks that does not have Phantasm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Here we see just a dust up for 4. And Bravo is going to allow it to hit. So the life total was 10 to 10 because now it's 10 to 6. So Dromai is in the lead.
It's now 10 to, but
I mean, Bravo did keep a 5-card hand, so it's probably going to be
so
very
it has to be something terrifying. I see Terra Thunder in his hand, but he pitched it.
It's
with the
CNC.
The last one.
Andrew
and probably
is...
Pummel.
Yeah, like most definitely Pummel. He's just going to block for 10, I believe. Pitching 3 cards in an armor piece.
Yeah. He's definitely playing around that Pummel now.
Yeah. But I mean, playing around Pummel is very difficult because like the Pummel is still there. Like it's just coming next round.
Absolutely. He's just going to wait for it.
Here we see an Azulai from Arsenal. It uses the last Ash.
Yeah, but it has 2 arcane damage flying towards Bravo. He prevents them.
Yeah, he prevents them and just pops the Azulai. I guess it's still like a discard 2 from the Bravo, which maybe is going to push him off of that Pummel turn for now. We see a red Chokeslam coming for 8 off of just one blue pitch because of the Seismic Surge. Yeah. We see 2-card block from Andrew, 6 to 8. Dune Breaker Senipai. Unfortunately, this does have Phantasm. Fortunately for Andrew, though, it has the benefit of being destroyed and creating 1 Ash, which he is very low on right now. And we do see, I believe Bravo has reached his pitch stack because we see the Pulverize here and a Spinal Crush.
Yeah, that's the Spinal Crush that was pitched at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, either that or like Spinal Crush and Pulverize go hand in hand every time.
And
see a blue Pummel pitched. Okay. And just Spinal Crush. I mean, you don't always need them to be dominated, right? It's like, it still got rid of 2 cards off of Andrew, and we saw that his last turn with like 2 cards was not terribly impressive.
Yeah, but these life totals, it is great value because it's 9 at the end of the day, so he has to block.
Yeah. Here we see the last Rake the Embers coming in just in time. This pretty much now forces Bravo to always play with like a card less because of the just sheer amount of Ash Wings that Andrew has managed to amount.
Yeah, and he needs to pop because if not, he's dead. I see a Zealous Belting in his hand, a Showtime, and...
Yeah, he's just popping, taking one. Macho Grande. And in the last few turns, the Ghostly Touch has been growing. So I believe there is still a Passing Mirage in the deck. So the possibility of just attacking with Ghostly Touch for like 8 Phantasm and then flashing essentially instant speed, putting the Passing Mirage on the field is still a possibility, and it's maybe something that the Bravo has to look out for, or at least try to kill the Dromai before that happens.
Right, so that's just a hammer, pitching the Showtime, a Zealous Belting in hand, probably a Pummel in his arsenal.
Yeah, I mean we are aware of that Pummel. It has been there for quite some time.
Yeah, there you go.
This pushes it up to 10. He's blocking with 3, and that should be like take 7.
And that's a big game.
It might be. I mean, maybe Andrew has a Sigil of Solace. I guess we'll have to see. Maybe he has another direct.
Old React gone. Was going to say he might have another one.
Oh, here's
Oh,
the
there you go.
last thing below.
The last thing below saves the day.
Saves the day. Andrew's deck is actually pretty low. And the Siege of Solace, so he had both
Sigil.
outs.
So how's that for coming back?
Yeah. Is that he's just discarding the Phoenix Flame, which he does not need at all at this point, so that's completely fine. A second Burdemo.
There you go. And he has the Ashwings to play this all day long.
Yep.
That'll be 2 arcade, 1 physical, so that's 1 card for pitching, 1 card to block, to pop. So
yeah. I mean, I guess the Bravo can afford for like another turn or two to not pitch to the Arcane Barrier, but that's about it. Like, Andrew still has like nearly as many cards in the graveyard as in the deck, so like probably both of these Blazings are going to stay up.
And also it's time for the dragons to come up, not just Ashwings.
Yep, he has been pitching them. It is possible that he has been blocking with many of them actually by now, but we'll see. We see probably the final Spinal Crush.
The last Spinal Crush, yeah, popping that Ashwing.
Okay, so I was wrong. Like one of those one of those Burn Them Alls did die. Here we see a Zealous Belting. Zealous Belting 5 go again. Threatens at the very least another Anatols for like 6, which is like 11 damage this turn.
It's a tough spot. There goes another Dromai.
Yep. And we see a Pommel.
Right, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you at the next one.
Bye-bye.